Okay, let's make a start. So, hiya everyone. I really hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Emma Whitnall, and today I'm going to be talking you through the fantastic new Nature's Sunshine UK product, Pea Protein Plus. Before we get into this amazing new product, we're going to just quickly cover why we need protein, why it's so important for us to consume on a daily basis. We're going to look at what's really special about pea protein in itself, and then we're going to move on to look at what's extra special about the Nature's Sunshine's Pea Protein Plus. We're going to go into some of the benefits and of course the practical applications and best uses for this brand new product. So let's start by looking at protein power. Why is this macronutrient so important for us to have on a daily basis? Well, first and foremost, protein is essentially the building blocks of our bodies. Our muscles, organs, skin, hair, nails, all our physical attributes are, of course, made up of proteins, of amino acids. Even some of our hormones, which we call peptide hormones, are amino acid based. So insulin, for example, is one of those. Our pituitary hormones, such as one of them, such as the adrenocorticotropic hormone, which stimulates our adrenal glands to produce cortisol, that is also a peptide hormone made up of amino acids. Growth hormone, leptin, which we know helps to control our level of satiety and fullness, is also a peptide hormone. Our neuropeptides, so some of our brain chemicals, which help to obviously communicate between our brain cells, but also brain to hormone communication. Again, peptide hormones, peptide based. And our enzymes, these are obviously very important for us to kind of do what we need to do on a daily basis. We couldn't get through our metabolic processes efficiently without enzymes, and enzymes are made up of amino acids. So you can see where I'm going with this. It's very, very important to understand that protein has a role to play in just about every single aspect of our bodily functions. So protein as a whole food as well is very important in terms of controlling our blood sugar levels, and also to help keep us feel satisfied and full from any given meal. So any deficiency in protein is certainly going to affect our body on many different levels, particularly the physical level, but also on the mental level as well. So as I've already said, our proteins are made up of amino acids, of which there are 20 in total. 9 of which we deem essential, leaving 11 what we call non-essential. And the difference between the two is quite simple. Basically, non-essential amino acids can be manufactured by our liver, so they can be made in the body. An essential amino acid cannot be manufactured in the body. So we need to get these 9 essentials from the foods that we consume on a daily basis. Now, a complete protein, typically an animal-based protein, naturally contains all 9 essential amino acids in the right kind of balance for our body. So it's very easy to get our 9 essentials if we're consuming animal proteins. However, if we're consuming plant proteins, which we deem incomplete typically, meaning that they're missing either one or more of the essential 9 amino acid group, we need to probably eat two or more of these plant-based proteins to get all 9 essential aminos. So it's not impossible to do, it just means you need to mix up your proteins a little bit more, which is fine. So our complete proteins versus incomplete, we can have both and still get a fantastic balance of amino acids. So very often we get asked, well, how much protein do we actually need? And just before we go into that, I want to show you, just so you can see some of the levels of protein in an average protein-based food. So we can see clearly that an animal-based protein will typically contain more grams per serving. For example, steak, salmon fillet, turkey breast, so more of your fleshy kind of proteins will be in the higher amounts of protein. Eggs as well have a decent amount of protein. One egg will give you about 6 grams of protein. 1 cup of rice, however, will give you about 5 grams of protein. But then if we go into the plant proteins coming from kidney beans, say, or chickpeas, we've got about 3 times the amount that you'll get from rice. So as far as plant proteins go, pea and bean proteins are very good sources. So again, let's look at how much protein do we need. And, you know, in my industry, the fitness industry is typically my background, you know, this is a very common question. And in all honesty, it really just depends on what the underlying goals are of the individual, which will determine how much protein they're actually going to need. But if you sort of talk to anyone sort of about government-based guidelines or kind of NHS guidelines, the basic amount of protein that we need for normal functioning, you'll get told some figures similar to these. So men typically will need about 56 grams of protein a day just to kind of maintain balance, and women around about 45 grams of protein a day. And what I mean by maintaining balance is basically we refer to something called the nitrogen balance, and this is very unique to protein metabolism because proteins are the only macronutrient. By macronutrient, I mean, you know, the carbohydrate, fats, and proteins. There are 3 big nutrients. Proteins are the only macronutrient that contain a nitrogen molecule. So we can detect protein metabolism by looking at how much nitrogen excretion is being generated in our urine, for example. So just to keep a good protein balance in the body, these figures, 56 grams for men, 45 for women, are typically your base amount. Now, in the industry that I work in, the fitness and nutrition industry, we tend to suggest that people will need a little bit more protein than that. In fact, quite a lot more protein than that, because for example, you know, for a starter, not everyone is the same. We've all got very different metabolisms. We've also got very different needs in terms of our energy outputs, our, you know, what we're doing on a daily basis, what our exercise levels are. So we tend to look at how much protein someone will need by how much calorific intake they typically need throughout any given day. And well, that's one way we look at it. So we can say that 20 to 30% roughly of someone's daily calorific intake should come from protein if they want to make sure they're getting enough to keep balance, and then enough to kind of build muscle tissue and recover and all of these other additional things. So if we look at an average female, for example, who would be needing to consume around 2,000 calories a day, 20% of 2,000 is 400. We know there are 4 calories in 1 gram of protein, so therefore the total protein intake for an average female who needs 2,000 calories a day is around about 100 grams, pretty much double that of the basic RDIs. Another way that you can work out somebody's optimal protein intake is if we look at around 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So again, if we're looking at an average sort of 136 pound female, multiply her weight by the grams of protein, and again we're getting around about that 100 grams mark, so just over there at 108 grams of protein. So those are the 2 ways I would personally work out somebody's protein needs, and a lot of other fitness and nutrition professionals will use the same mode. So there you go. If you need any protein calculations, there's a couple of nice calculations you can use. Okay, so we've already established that most people do need more protein than sort of the recommended daily intake, as is the case with a lot of nutritional recommendations. And the tough thing has always been getting enough protein in, because we know that if we try and eat protein in its solid form, such as, you know, through eating steak or salmon or those animal proteins, it's actually really hard to do because they're very filling and there's a lot of chewing involved, which makes us feel fuller quicker, and it's very hard to just eat the amounts of proteins that a lot of people need for performance and recovery, and in a lot of cases general health as well. So traditionally or typically people would turn to a powder, a protein powder, and that's perfect because that is one way that you can get high levels of protein into your body without having to do all the chewing and without it being so filling. And historically, we would go for something like a whey protein because, of course, the positive of a whey protein is that it is a complete protein source and we can absorb a lot of the aminos quite easily, quite quickly. They're very bioavailable, but that's only if they're tolerated. There's a lot of people that cannot tolerate whey protein. It is a highly allergenic protein, for a lot of people hard to digest, and therefore poorly tolerated, causing digestive issues, even flatulence, constipation, stomach cramps, etc. And the other sort of drawback that I have found with whey proteins is that there are a lot of poor quality proteins out there, and yes, there are some good ones, good whey proteins, but typically these, mass-produced proteins are chemically laden. They've got a lot of additives in there and a lot of unnecessary sugars and things that we just don't want to put into our bodies either. And then, of course, the big one is that, as I've already mentioned, they're not suitable for the ever-increasing vegetarian-vegan population. So more and more people are turning, for whatever reason, to vegetarianism, veganism. So finding a different source of protein to get high levels in has always been a bit of a challenge. And this is where the amazing power-packed pea protein comes into play, because pea protein is naturally vegan, naturally vegetarian, but it's also very low in allergens. It is a low allergenic protein powder which can be taken by an array of different groups of people. So it's suitable for the athlete population all the way through to the elderly. It has an excellent amino acid profile, both of which are essential and non-essential amino acids. And this is something that is incredible with the pea protein, because a pea protein powder will be 80 to 90%, depending on which one you get, of protein. So very, very high amino acid profile. It has really key essential aminos in there. It's high in lysine, which we know is needed to make L-carnitine, which plays a role in fat metabolism, so fat burning. Also helps us to maintain normal cholesterol and blood sugar levels. Pea protein is well known to be high in arginine, so the amino acid, again, that plays a vital role in maintaining a healthy cardiovascular system, but also key in muscle building. So again, in the sort of the fitness and aesthetic world, pea protein is right up there with whey protein. The other way I think pea protein competes very well with whey protein is that it has high levels of branched chain amino acids. And if you speak to anyone in the kind of fitness industry and the performance industry, branched chain amino acids are key because these aminos, such as leucine, isoleucine, and valine, are needed in higher amounts than other essentials anyway, but what's really great about them is that they're taken up and metabolized in the muscle tissue itself. So very good for recovery of training and very good for muscle development and growth. So they're absolutely key. If you're speaking to anyone in the fitness industry, this is a real key point to get across as to how amazing pea protein is. We've also got some other fantastic health benefits of pea protein that are being looked at in the science at the moment. So there was a study done in 2011 in the Journal of Nutrition, which actually looked at how pea protein suppresses hunger compared to a whey protein. And pea protein was found to come out on top in this particular study, saying that compared to whey protein, pea protein had a greater effect on suppressing hunger and reducing post-meal calorific consumption when consumed 30 minutes before a meal. So basically what the study was showing, that pea protein had a much better effect at controlling what people ate throughout the day, more so than whey protein. So we know that pea protein that protein in general is very satisfying and helps to keep blood sugar levels stable and controls our hunger levels. But pea protein in particular is better at doing this, and we think that may be something to do with its effects on ghrelin, which is our hunger hormone. We also see some studies coming through now looking at pea protein with regards to blood pressure and how it can maintain normal levels of blood pressure, and it does this by controlling the renin-angiotensin system in the body, which is basically that's a system that regulates blood pressure. So just to quote the study here, it says by controlling the output of renin from kidneys, pea protein hydrolysate may attenuate, so control, blood pressure increases through lowering the activity and level of angiotensin in the body. So some brilliant studies coming out looking at blood pressure. And just from a business perspective, guys, this is really key. What we're seeing now is a huge interest from a marketing point of view, a market and research point of view, in pea protein, and it's expected to really grow in popularity over the next 6 years. And they're sort of putting that down to the fact that more and more people are interested in low allergen or allergen-free plant-based supplements. So we know that pea protein is absolutely perfect for that. So from a business perspective, this is something that, you know, you're getting onto it now while it's still a young kind of product, because in, you know, the next 5 or 6 years it's going to be everywhere. So we're in it at a great time. Okay, so this is where the fantastic Pea Protein Plus really comes into play, because we know pea protein is great, we've already established that, but what makes the Pea Protein Plus such an amazing product? Well, to start, the Pea Protein Plus is not just a pea protein. There are other plant-based proteins in here, such as the brown rice protein, adzuki beans, black bean, chickpea protein as well, which is fantastic because we know that with plant-based proteins, it's a really good idea to have a combination of a few to ensure that we cover all 9 essential amino acids. There are also whole foods in this product, so brown rice fibers, quinoa, chia seeds, kale, beetroots, parsley, spirulina, chlorella, chlorophyll. All of these foods we know have very good levels of antioxidants and, of course, good fiber contents as well. The fatty acids that are contained in the Pea Protein Plus, which come from omegas 3, 6 and 9 from the flax and starflower oils within the product, we know these are very good at helping to maintain normal hormone and blood sugar balance within the body. And let's not forget the fruit extracts that are in here as well, adding to its amazing healthful properties. We've got the mangosteen, which we all know and love from the Zambrosa product, very high antioxidant fruit. Goji, red grape, blueberries, cranberries, pomegranates, again, those very red and blue based fruits, again containing good levels of antioxidants, which are protective to our bodies. And of course, the herbal blend, matcha green tea, which again we know contains good levels of antioxidants, in particular the EGCG, which is one of the main antioxidant actives in green tea. And again, collectively, antioxidants contribute to the protection of our cells and our tissues from oxidative stress. We've got enzymes, so all of the, the great properties of papaya for digestion, so aiding fat digestion, aiding protein digestion, again the antioxidant properties here. We've got our vitamins and minerals, so 18 across the board, vitamins and minerals including your all essential B vitamins, which are key for energy, vitamin C, which are also key for adrenal support, key for immune function, vitamin D, very important for immune function and bone health and mood and hormones, and again some trace minerals such as manganese, which we know plays a very important role in metabolism and is also a very powerful antioxidant. So Pea Protein Plus provides 13 grams of vegan protein per serving. And if you want any more, if you want to sort of take it up to about 20 grams of protein, you just need to have 3 scoops. It's low in sugar. It's sweetened with stevia, so only the highest quality natural sweeteners, nothing synthetic in there. And of course, it is a complete product, which basically contains this array of superfoods. And let's not forget the amazing components of greens that are found in the Pea Protein Plus product. We know that the world in general has gone a little bit crazy for greens and green powders, so green drinks, green smoothies, green juices, anything green, and it's popular. And that's because we know that greens are incredibly powerful foods. So the Pea Protein Plus, I believe this is what gives it the most amazing edge, because you've got a non-allergen, high amino-based protein combined with very powerful, very healthful greens, and you've got an amazing combination product there. So we don't need to go out and buy greens powders separately now. It's all in one product, and it's just amazing in my opinion. So we've got the spirulina in here, we've got kale, we've got beets extracts, we've got parsley and chlorella, and obviously chlorophyll as well. So what are the best uses for this amazing Pea Protein Plus? Well, we know it is a great alternative to whey protein shakes, which are very popular within the fitness world. So fantastic to use both pre and post exercise, because obviously we can use this product as a recovery from exercise, but also as a way to fuel the body before an exercise session as well. We've already said it's perfect for anyone who has high intolerances of other proteins such as whey, and soya protein too is also quite hyallergenic, so there's not everyone can tolerate soy. Hence, pea protein is a fantastic alternative. It's an easy way to get a huge array of nutrients all in one drink. So this is fast becoming my favorite Nature Sunshine product because it is so easy to use. You can sort of get all, as we've seen, your vitamins and minerals and amino acids, your essential fatties, etc., all from one amazing product. So my favourite way to take Pea Protein Plus is obviously in a smoothie that's combined with various other whole foods as well. I'm just going to share with you a couple of my favourite recipes. The first of which is a spinach and blueberry bliss, which is obviously smoothie made with a banana, made with some blueberries, some spinach, of course the all-important Pea Protein Plus, some obviously water in there to give it consistency, or you could use almond or rice milk as well, agave nectar or honey if you want additional sweetness, but you probably don't need to because the stevia in the Pea Protein Plus is fantastic, and I always like to put a little dusting of cocoa powder as well. Easy, you just combine all of these ingredients in a high-speed blender and voila, you have an amazing smoothie. My second favourite is rough and raspberry, again using the Pea Protein Plus powder. You can combine some fresh or frozen raspberries, a banana, some ground flax seeds to give it the roughness, the roughage. Again, agave or honey if needed for your own taste, and then using water, or you could again use almond or something like rice milk. Amazing. So in summary, Pea Protein Plus is a fantastic vegetable sourced protein, fantastic for vegetarians and vegans. It will provide huge amounts of nutritional value and nutritional benefits, far and above any of the other protein powders that are out there on the market, because it contains the whole foods, the greens, the fruit extracts, the essential fatty acids, the fiber, the enzymes, all of these additional benefits you're not going to get in any typical mainstream pea protein powders. Of course, it's dairy-free, it's lactose-free, it's gluten-free, which makes it suitable for just about everybody as a daily nutritional supplement. You can take it daily. There's no restrictions on how much you can have, which is amazing. And of course, from a business perspective, pea protein popularity is very much on the rise, and we're sort of just getting into it now, which is a perfect time to be adding Pea Protein Plus as one of the products in your repertoire to take out to customers and clients, etc. So, I really encourage you, if you haven't already, to try the Pea Protein Plus. You will not be disappointed, I guarantee. And it's a very cost-effective product as well. This is another key benefit because there are a lot of ready-made protein drinks that you can buy in a typical gym, etc., which are probably 2 to 3, if not 4 times the price of what you would get in just one serving of a Pea Protein Plus drink. So thank you very, very much for tuning in and joining me and sharing in my enthusiasm for the Pea Protein Plus product. So thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.